Hello everyone, my name is Abhijith and I'm doing MBA in Financial Market. This is my second year. Today I will be speaking about how Indian economy could collapse in next 5 years. Amidst the flood of commentary that followed the finding that the world's fastest growing large economy had become its fast shrinking one, an observation that stood out was that India's growth potential had dropped from 6% to 5%. Now it has been obvious for some time that India will emerge from the COVID-19 recession with a record fiscal deficit, record public debt, both in relation to GDP, a fresh lease of life for the twin balance sheet crisis confronting banks and companies, complex monetary challenges, and consequently reduced growth potential, once reckoned at 7 plus percent, but 5%, surely not. Then there is that new letter to describe the future growth trajectory, not V-shaped, a quick down and then up, as to optimistic government economists have forecast this past week, or U-shaped recovery, or W or L but K-shaped. But this last has two lines diverging from a perpendicular. It is the last year's discovery by the global commentator to describe what has been happening in varying degrees since the financial crisis of 2008. The growing gap between winners and losers among countries, economic sectors, companies, and of course people. Examples are plenty among countries. China has been on incredible buying spree since 2008, gobbling up strategic companies and crucial ports across the globe, and liberally financing government and become vulnerable to Beijing diktats when they run into debt servicing faculties. Within the country, investors in India's stock market are in clover where while millions have lost their jobs and private consumption has collapsed, as the National Statistic Office has reported. Companies servicing distance working or learning have in a heyday, as are the markers of the pharmaceutical products, while the commercial real estate market and makers of formal office shirts experience a slump. Quantas taken are selling pajamas. Within sectors, the big are eating the small. Jio swallows most of the future groups, forcing the next in line, DMart, to adopt price discounting, and Adani acquires local airport monopolies and have quasi-monopoly on ports. What we see are much broader elements at work than those said by a more pandemic. The forces causing the growth slowdown and rising inequality were there before COVID-19, and these trends are now getting acquainted. In a social welfare model, governments would take care of the losers among people while enabling small and medium businesses to keep things, but increasingly government don't have the capacity of the competence to deal with the scale of what confronts them. This encourages escapism through the politics and economics of nationalism, made worse by tribalism or nativism. The package accompanied inevitably by the erosion of institutional backwards and therefore state capture by powerful businessmen. Typically, the political and economic winners are not the same. Overall, it's not a pretty sight, and 5% begins to look like a possibility. I don't foresee the happening in my lifetime. India will flourish and prosper for a long time, and I mean it. Irrespective of which party rules this great nation, India and Indians are the primary engine, not politics. India shaped my mind, anchored my identity, influenced my belief, and made me who I am. India matters to me, and I would like to matter to India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.